Okay, what's up? I'm Carl, and in this video, I'm going to show you how to use the free sample file. There's a link down in the description below where you can actually get the same template that I've got here and repurpose it to your own needs. In this video, I'm going to show you how I have a little gamified thing here where the number changes from 0 to 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 as it is completed. Okay, so the way you do that is actually I'm going to put my trigger panel back where it is. I have it hidden here in the variables. So I went through and I created a variable called number. So to do that, I hit plus, I typed in number. Now, which type do you want? You don't want a true false. I use that sometimes. This is going to be a number variable. So that's the type, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, and it is also what I named it. So you see here that percent, number percent, that's just the name of my variable. Okay, so let me go ahead and go into story view and I'll show you the file. So I've got one here where I've got at the end of each section I have a variable that just says set this variable to true, set this variable to true, and I have another video where I show you how to do that and sort of create these characters into different, they get a little check mark whenever you've finished them. So this is a finished look at it, 1 of 5 complete, and I'm going to show you how to make the triggers so that you can do that on your own. Okay, so for this trigger, really what I'm doing, add the value of 1 to this number variable that I've got. And when the timeline starts, I'm going to go ahead and delete this and just sort of show you how I did it. Okay, so I pull up my trigger wizard. I'm going to make a new one. I'm going to adjust a variable. Which variable do I want to do? Well, for this one, I have something called number. So I can set it. I can add, subtract, multiply. I'm going to say add the value of 1 when the timeline starts on this slide. And I think that I did a conditional with this. So the reason that I don't want to add a value to this number when the timeline starts, what if somebody went through and they just helped this character, her name is Teresa Triplets. So what if they helped Teresa Triplets a number of different times? Then we're going to have a menu here where maybe she hasn't even seen any of these characters, but this number is going to change 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. And then the triggers that I'm using for this badge are also based on the number. So I've got the change state of the badge to earned, which is the custom state that I made. I like to use words like earned and complete. When the timeline reaches, I've got it sort of fade so it doesn't happen right away if the number is greater than or equal to 5. I'm kind of covering my bases there. So you see for character 2, let me get back into the menu here. So I have add a value to number when the timeline starts if 5 is equal to false. So if it starts false, then it's going to do that. So let's go back here. Is this the one that I was working on? Yeah. So we're going to add a value to number when the timeline starts on this, but only if they're doing it for the first time. So this is scene 3 if value is false. Oops. This must be variable 4. Yeah. So I'm going to make it say if 4 is false. Now what I'm about to show you is a really important thing, and it would seem like a no big deal, but I know from experience this won't work. Just like when you did algebra back in 8th grade or whenever you took algebra, there's an order of operations for your triggers. So I want to add to it before I set this. So we're saying add a value to my little counter that says 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, but only if it's false. And then after that, set the value to true. So we've got both of those happening at the same time, but this order is very important. So you'll see you can use the arrow keys over here. That's what they do. You may not have ever used them before. I believe you can drag them as well. So yeah, you can. Okay, so we're going to add the value to the number 1 when it starts if 4 is false, and then we'll set it to true right after that. And then that is what's going to drive what's here on our base layer. So this number, we're going to add 1 each time we get to the end, and when we come back to this slide, it's going to go ahead and refresh, and it's going to update to 0 to 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. When we get to 5, this badge will change. And it's a good way to sort of add a little incentive beyond, hey, just getting this done. It's a subtle little thing, and hopefully it doesn't take too much time to do. And you have a free sample file down below that you can use to kind of look through my triggers in case this video didn't explain something. All right, so now I believe I've got everything working. I'm going to go ahead and hit publish. I'm publishing it up to Review 360. This is called Character Stories for Software Training. And while that works, I'm going to do my favorite part of e-learning, which is drinking lots of coffee. All right, so let's view this project, see how it looks. Right. So we go through, we see our little character here. It pops up, he comes in. We've got a little button. So I do story first, and then I do the tasks, so the actual technical side of it. Ta-da! So when we go in, we see that he is complete. That sort of same rhythm is pretty much the same for each of these. This is Teresa Triplets. I've got her, and then we show what we have to do. I used a wipe animation on that, which I don't really like when it's multiple lines. I would probably change that. Again, so now we've got 3 of them done. So with this one, I did something different because some people need to know about this character. If you're not a manager, like if I work in e-learning, there's no e-learning people working 3rd shift. So my manager wouldn't want me to doing that. So he would just click not for me. I don't have a manager. But so here we go. Sam Shifty, you're his manager. Need to change his job, update it. Change the shift. So we've got these coming in. It looks like the timing's a little bit slow on these. I would probably go into my timeline and redo it here. The original file had audio with it. So I like giving people the option of either show me or just let me try. Like, let me get into this screen recording and actually do it. That button wasn't working. But then when we have a software simulation, it's kind of like you need to give people prompts. So one of the tricks that I like to do is to have a little character below where you can hover on him if you need a little tip. And I'll just use the next button to go in here. Ta-da! So we come in, now 3 of them are filled out. You saw it said 3. I'm going to go ahead and just click through this. 4 out of 5 complete. You saw the badge there. It says finish all 5 stories. So next time we come back, this badge should change. And that's what I'm trying to test here. You'll notice that I use the same colors that are in their outfits. I don't like any color text on yellow, so I picked the red from her dress. For the other ones, I picked their shirts. Quinn the Quitter. Come on, Quinn. Hang in there, Quinn. You can do it. Your turn to try. We'll go ahead and click through. All right. Sometimes I like to have the characters talk a little bit and tell us more. But yeah, well, look at that. So remember I had that timeline go 1.5 seconds in. So it didn't switch right away. So we see this, and then it says we earned our manager badge. It really should have some kind of sound effect or something with it. But hey, now you know how the sausage was made. Good luck doing this on your own.